Hi everybody, I hope you're all well. I just thought I'd drop a quick video to say hello and check in at the end of another busy year. I am supposed to say at this stage of the video as well that everything I'm talking about now is for general information. Anything that relates to you more personally we need to speak about directly, of course. So I'll make some general observations. I just wanted to talk about what's been happening through the year, what we think might happen next year. So 2022, as we all know, we've lived it. It was a pretty volatile, very hectic, very tiring year. Everyone I speak to is just about worn out, looking forward to putting their feet up a little bit for a couple of weeks. The year's been characterised, as we know, and many of us we've had conversations together, of course, but this year's been all about high inflation driving up interest rates, well, interest rates being used as a weapon to bring inflation back down, I should say. And then the instability that has caused, as well as the other instabilities and turbulence about the world, COVID sort of re-emerging in lots of places, the war, of course, in Europe, and these recession fears that are flowing from all of this. So it's all created a bit of an environment that's been quite fragile at times and quite unpredictable. We saw at the beginning of the year that sudden interest rate increasing sort of caused real volatility, a real revaluation of asset prices, and that included stocks and the more defensive, more conservative assets like investment or government bonds. So that's hit all valuations pretty hard through the year, but happily we're starting to see some stabilising over the last 2 or 3 months. Whether that remains as an upward trajectory sustainably into 2023, we don't know yet, but it's been promising signs at least that we're shifting probably from this initial reaction in the markets of shock and revaluation to the next stage where investment markets are kind of revaluing and re-looking ahead at what it might mean for investment assets in a new world of higher interest rates. There's good news, of course, in all of that, as you would see in your own bank accounts and things, that where for many years now we've not received any decent returns for term deposits and even much lower returns for defensives like those government bonds. Now we're starting to get back to a decent return profile there, like we saw 6 or 8 years ago. So that's the good news out of all of that, is that we'll start to shift back to what was more normal a little while ago. I think 2023, just quickly looking ahead, is very much 50-50. You get varying competing opinions no matter almost who you talk to. Why is it 50-50? Well, there's a theory on one side that if earnings are hit harder than expected, or if inflation continues high and isn't able to come back down fast enough, then company earnings will be hit, and there may be another drop off like we've seen in this W-shaped year already, with significant ups and significant downs. So that's a fear, as is the fear that would follow from countries going into fairly deep or severe recessions. And at this stage, most are tipping that Australia probably avoids recession, may be very shallow, and of course it's sector by sector. Some sectors will be hit far harder than others. The States looks pretty odds on to go into recession, and Europe we think is already in recession. So if that could have an impact then on stocks, but just as easily and just as widely tipped, I think you'll find, is that with interest rates steadying, and if inflation does sort of come under control as is hoped, then things might turn out better than what's been feared through 2022. So, and that can cause a more positive revaluation or a faster revaluation than might have otherwise been expected. So, you know, what it always ends up with is that those circumstances are ever present, no matter what the cause is. There's volatility in stocks, there's interest rate concerns or return concerns to be factored into all of our decisions. So the important thing, once again, is to consider your own economy, your own position, and be appropriately placed for what may come. That's often how I end these messages, I know, but it's interesting in a sense to know that no matter what's going on, those simple disciplines remain. I think they're really important. So look, that was brief. It was meant to be brief. If there's ever any queries or questions, of course, that relate specifically to you, we have our regular reviews. It's important that we keep in touch through those, and of course you're welcome to contact in between those at any time you wish to. Other than that, I just wish you all a very Merry Christmas from me, from my wife Tracy, and my girls Tyler and Kira, and staff here, and everybody. We just hope you have a safe, restful, relaxing Christmas break, and whatever holiday you get into the new year too, and let's talk again recharged in 2023. Take care. All the best.